listeners. My name is Hafiy Haziq, and welcome to my podcast. Today, we will be discussing the modern conflict taking place between Israel and Hamas, alongside how artificial intelligence may be playing a part in the war. Today, we will be joined by Wislie, a researcher whom has been studying the conflict and how AI has gotten involved.
It is an honor to be here. Thank you for having me here.
So, tell us more about the conflict.
Well, I'm pretty sure that most of people are caught up on the current state of the conflict. But in any case, I will be reintroducing the conflict. The conflict between Israel and Hamas is a war which escalated in the year 2024, claiming a total at least 33,500 casualties from both sides.
So, what aspect does your research on the conflict focus on?
So the research conducted focus on the connection between the ongoing war and AI. But in order for the research to be more structured, my team and I have selected three main research objectives which will help us to come up with the proper and structured findings. These objectives are to analyze the impact of technological advancement on society, and we would like to know how people think or feel about Israel using AI in its combat against Hamas. Second, we investigate how the advancement of artificial intelligence has impacted the military strategies and how it is used in wars. And lastly, to investigate the ethical implication of using artificial intelligence, like in combat or with an emphasis on human rights issue and accountability. We would also like to gather information about Israel-Hamas war and how Israel uses their technological advancement of its for its strategy. Yeah.
And how do you and your team plan to go about the research?
Well, in conducting this research, we had to gather some comprehensive data regarding our topic. So our team found out that best method would be through a mix of content analysis and surveys. We found that using the method of content analysis was particularly useful for verification regarding necessary facts included within the scope of our research. While surveys were important for obtaining the opinions of the general public regarding how knowledgeable they are on the research topic. We have several classifications for our surveys. Questions all centered around the awareness of respondents, which will be further flushed in our findings.
So from your research, what have you found? What have you found out regarding this topic?
So from our research, our result regarding AI impact on military strategies, on operational effectiveness, we see how our respondents believe that AI has been playing a big role in increasing the military effectiveness. Seen as in how a large populace believe that AI is capable of improving military accuracy as well as threat identification. So like this information found to be true as it supported by the independent research done by our team, sourced from The Guardian. And on the front of ethical implications and humanitarian concern, it seems that a high number of respondents see certain risks involving civilian casualties involved in the implementation of AI in the military, and hence prefer that its implementation be more transparent and further regulated by stricter ethical guidelines. And the concern voiced by the respondents have happened are not unfounded, as according to The Guardians, there are limitations to AI, which may be the reason for a fraction of the losses suffered in the war. So, regarding practical and theoretical consideration, most respondents believe that the principles should be used in the guidance of ethical use of AI in the military. The use of this principle has the potential to decrease casualties and promote more human methods in the military. Most respondents also believe that the data use of AI in the military is free from bias, which seem to be a great concern right now. As biased data may lead to dangers such as misidentification of threats and hence more casualties. Following this, most respondents also believe that AI may perpetuate existing power structures and biases, which again is a big concern, as if it's true, it may lead to devastating outcomes. And most of the respondents believe that currently AI technologies do not hold the capacity to make military operation more human. However, most are in favor of investing and in increasing the use of AI within the military with a prerequisite, and that being stricter ethical controls within the military that prevents bias.
Well, those are some interesting discoveries actually, but they are more about the ethical implications that we mentioned, right? I would like to know more about which specifically are involved.
Sure thing. These are three main types of ethical consideration that our team has put time into researching. And we believe that these three are the utmost importance in discussing the ethics of AI in the military. First of the three are the Western and Eastern philosophies, which are inspired by individualism and collectivism, respectively. The Western philosophy emphasizes on the moral laws and obligation, which makes us question the intrinsic morality of use of AI in life, and that situation such as the military. On the other hand, the Eastern philosophy, influenced by Confucianism and Buddhism, highlight the necessity of harmony and leans more towards minimizing the number of casualties. The philosophy of logic also plays a large part in terms of ethical consideration. This philosophy focuses more on the inherently good and bad reasoning through focusing on normative standards of arguments. And conclusion, including logical philosophies in the use and development of AI will help increase reliability and accuracy in decision making through AI. And finally, the philosophy of Sejahtera, which aims to lead in attaining holistic elements and balanced well-being. So the philosophy should be applied in military terms to balance technical advancement with ethical consideration. With this, there can be improvement in the implementation of AI, which safeguards a holistic well-being.
So, what was the verdict you and your team came to regarding the AI's involvement and the Israel-Hamas conflict?
So we see that although AI has been a benefit to the military, it is still prone to inaccuracies that may inadvertently cause harm to third parties involved in the war. Due to this, we support multidisciplinary approach with the regulation of AI to ethical standards through the combination of the aforementioned philosophical viewpoints. Throughout this research, we have been enlightened to the pros and cons of the use of AI. And due to this, we believe that ethical guidelines and transparency should be more strictly implemented to AI system in order to lessen these negative impacts.
Well noted. Okay, thank you for coming onto the show and for sharing your findings.